I made a cake hat. So if you know me, you know I really love Halloween and making my own costumes. And I saw this awesome cake hat from Lynn on Instagram. So I found this janky brown hat from Spirit of Halloween, and I built it up using cardboard and cake boards, using a hot glue gun and some tape. And once I had it to my liking, I mean, it was a little bit tall, then got some spackle from Home Depot or the hardware store. You can probably find that. And it's really light and fluffy. It's kind of almost like marshmallow fluff in texture and weight. And I just added some gel food coloring pink, just like I would color some buttercream frosting. And I used a wooden stir stick that you get for free from the hardware store. I wore gloves, and I also wore a mask because it was a little bit smelly. And I also worked in the garage, so I recommend maybe working outside if it's dry out. And then I just frosted this cardboard tower hat thingy just like I would a cake. You want to work like medium quickly because as the spackle dries, it has sort of a tacky texture. And then once that dried, I let that set overnight. And then I opened the second spackle and filled a piping bag fitted with a large open star tip to do all the border and the decoration. So then I just sort of piped a shell border along the bottom. And so I just squeeze the piping bag and pull away, and then I just pipe on top of the last little tail of the shell. And here's a little close-up of that. And then I did the top border as well. I didn't have an exact idea of how I was going to frost it. Usually I draw my cakes beforehand, but I don't know why I just decided to wing it with this one. But it's turning out pretty good so far. I just continued to frost the top, and then I'm going to add some swag to the sides. This is where it went a little bit awry because I didn't really know how it was going to stick to the sides. But then I ended up pushing down a little bit harder on to the surface of the cake, and then it's stuck better. So I did have a few swags that were not perfect, but that's okay because this is just a fun Halloween costume. When you're piping the swags, just make sure you sort of press down a little bit on to the cake as you're making the swag so it sticks to the side. Then things went even more awry with these, I don't even know what was happening here, some drop stars. There's some unevenness going, and I was like, oh my gosh, but I persevered, and I was like, it needs a pop of color, so I found some Christmas decorations, ripped off the fake berries, and then plopped those on for like a little pop of color and some circular cuteness. And then I was like, okay, I think that has helped. Then I added a little dollop of spackle and one more red berry to the top. Ideally, you want this to dry overnight in a warm room. Then put on your pink party dress and you are ready for Halloween.